this is nearly the end of your tour. Can you feel the difference between each city, and what is your memorable moment so far?
Yeah, you guys go then.
I don't know, like, we talk about this quite often. Everywhere we go, the fans are very similar, and in that they all want to sing back the songs, and there's a good camaraderie with our fans, and I think that's the thing that I love the most about going to all these different places.
Yeah.
That one thing is the same.
Yeah, because every city's different, right? Every city looks different, feels different, the food's different, the languages are different, but when you step inside to a LANY show, it's like, it's literally home, and every show really feels the same, but not in a bad way, in a really good way. Like, everyone, no matter where you go across the world, like, a LANY show feels the same.
How does it feel to be able to perform in front of your Indonesian fans for the third time?
Yeah, it's crazy that there's parts of the world that we've been to like 3 times, and I'd never been to Indonesia before I was in this band, you know? So, but that's super cool, and I love that you guys are counting how many times we've come here, because it shows to us that it means something to you that we come back like every year. Maybe that's rare. I kind of thought that was normal, but maybe not. So, yeah, we're just going to keep coming back. It's what we do.
Right, great. So, your songs are mainly about broken hearts, and or even dealing with such a... is that like, you know, are you embracing sadness kind of thing from like to the band kind of thing?
Say what
from the song? Your song is more like, you know, about broken hearts and feeling raw. Like, you know, are you embracing sadness to your fans, like secretly?
Embracing the secret? Oh no, I think we're a really open book. I mean, lyrically, you know exactly what we're talking about and what we're saying. And I think that's probably why it connects to so many people across the world. There's no real secret or mystery. It's like, yeah, here's the songs, these are what it's about, and then. But my favorite thing about all of this is that nobody is listening to these songs thinking about me or us. They're thinking about their lives and their story, and immediately off first listen, they're just attaching the song to their experience. And, you know, that's what's so fire about it.
It's nice to be in a band where your strong suit is honesty.
So, next one. Where do you get inspiration about technical lighting? Will the concert be used?
We work with this one guy named Jed. Rupert and I are constantly drawing up like diagrams and trying to figure out what the next shape of our stage and our production is going to be. I mean, we started with one LED square in the very beginning, and then we got bigger and could afford to put 3 LED squares behind us, you know, and that was like kind of our shape for a while, 3 squares behind us. Then we're like, well, let's do a full wall, but maybe let's even just build to like 2 floors of LED, and you know, I think we're just constantly trying to think of like new shapes and new silhouettes. But yeah, we have a good time with that stuff.
Yeah, it's fun that we, like you were mentioning it, third time, like next time we'll want to bring something new to you and something fresh, because we love live music so much, because you get the visual aspect and the music, live music going, so it's really fun for us to explore.
Awesome. So LANY is coming from LA and New York, and you've been doing your world tour, and this is your last destination. And how do you feel about the tour? And knowing that it's your last performance, how does it feel?
Yeah, it's bittersweet for sure. I think we'd all agree that this is the best tour we've ever been on. 100 days is crazy. 100 shows is crazy. We haven't had to cancel a single one of them, which is amazing. And I think we'll look back on this with like a lot of pride and a sense of accomplishment. And it's going to be sad. Like, I mean, all of us on the crew are basically brothers at this point, and you know, I don't think I've taken for granted that I get to see Lewis or Jesse every day, but I'm certainly going to miss it when I don't. We're all just best friends, and we got to see the whole world together, which is we're the luckiest band in the world.
So, next question. You have big fans all over the world. What message or value do you want to share to the music?
That everyone matters and everyone's important, and everyone is equal, and that we care. And I know that we're just musicians, but whatever we can do to make life a little better and the colors a little brighter, and I don't know, I just want to make the world a better place some way, somehow.
So one of them maybe asked, they saw you went to the orphanage in Bangkok, and in between tour dates, that was nice of you. Can you tell us what did you guys do there?
What we did there?
Yeah.
So we spent time with the children. This is a place that doesn't have government funding like a lot of orphanages, so we were able to give them some money to keep the place up and running, and then I think, you know, we bought the kids toys and we just got to interact. I think human connection and human interaction, especially for a kid who is kind of stripped of that, right? No family. I think that just that presence is super important, and also with these kind of things, you always go thinking that you're going to help a child or a person, but they wind up helping you more. And I don't know, it's just good to be able to get into the community and give back when we can.
So as this is your third time to Indonesia, what do you guys look up every time you come to Indonesia? Is it the food?
Yeah, we like food a lot. I don't know, but you know, you guys do sing along really loud and you're really crazy, and that is always the most fun kind of crowd to play to. I feel like we could get up on stage and not really have to do anything. You guys could just sing the show for us. So yeah,
the people really make it.
That.
Yeah,
the people make our shows for sure.
Yeah, there's one where I that you consider being on stage as your holy ground.
Oh yeah.
So, and this is the third time you're playing Jakarta. So, is there anything different when you play in Jakarta as the holy ground?
Yeah, I mean, when I say the stage is holy ground, is that what I said? It is. It's a sacred space. No, I don't know. Every show, we take every show super serious, whether there's 5,000 people or 5 people. You know. At this point, we've kind of seen it all, but every show is basically life and death.
Yeah, we live for that hour and a half on stage.
So did you guys have a little bit of time to go around before the show?
We got some good dinner last night, like
yeah.
some typical Indonesian, like classic Indonesian food. And we haven't had a chance to go anywhere else yet because we're here with you guys doing the press.
So what influenced you sound-wise?
Sound?
Well, in terms of when you make music, the sound.
It's tough to really say. I think we all have different musical backgrounds, but that's what makes our sound unique. We've never really sat down and been like, okay, let's sound like this band, or let's do it. We just never done that. So
it's a good kind of mystery. Like, it's not something we like want to study and figure out. We just stick to our guns and
it just comes out of us.
Just sound like us.
So just the last question. So talking about Through These Tears music video, the video is very intense. So what is the inspiration behind that music?
Sometimes, like, I know exactly what I want to do in a music video, and sometimes I have no idea. Then we wind up doing a choreographed dance in front of a multicolored screen for super far. But for this, I kind of knew exactly. I wanted to be symbolic of a few things, kind of death to life from heartbreak perspective, but also from like album 1 to album 2 perspective. I think it was cool to like drop the rose because the rose was so symbolic of album 1, and then it's kind of like death to album 1 and here's life to album 2. And there's a lot of like meaning and symbolism, in that video. And I thought we pulled it off really well.